Chapter 12. Philadelphia. A year later, Philadelphia. Emma and Joe are walking along a downtown street on a cloudy day.
It's different here. Some of the colored people dress just as good as the white ones. There are even little stores owned by colored people. And the white people don't want you to call them master and mistress, but Mr. and Mrs. or Miss. They don't use titles when they speak to us, and they call us by our first names, but there's a little courtesy in their voices when they do. Up here, everybody has two names. In slavery, we only had one name. I was known as Emma, of Butler Plantation. I suppose if I would have had a last name, it would have been Butler. But I ain't living on the Butler Plantation now, and I sure ain't nobody's. When me and Joe found out we had to have two names, we talked about it and decided if we were going to be named for anybody, it should be Mr. Henry. Without him, we would still be living in slavery. It's kind of strange to name yourself after somebody you only knew for a little while. But it ain't how long you know somebody that means anything. It's what that person means to you in your heart. Mr. Henry is everything to me and Joe. Joe and I have our own little house. It's not much, but it's ours, even if we have to pay rent for it. I take in laundry from different white people. Joe's working for a blacksmith. Winnie is here. She's working at a hotel. We see her at church every Sunday. She blamed Charles for what happened to the baby, and Charles blamed Joe for talking him into being free. Winnie don't know where Charles is. He say he can't stay with her no more, and he just left. I feel sorry for them. What happened wasn't nobody's fault. It's like Reverend Collins say in church. The Lord moves in mysterious ways. All we can do is trust in him.
I wish I liked it here as much as Emma does. She likes the hustle and bustle of the city. I prefer the quiet of the countryside. I miss hearing the birds sing and being able to walk in the woods. I miss seeing things grow. She laughs at me sometimes when I get to talking about wishing I could see cotton out in the field. That don't mean I want to be back in slavery. I don't. But I do miss the beauty that was around me on the Butler Plantation. But I'm not complaining. Life is good here. Me and Emma got married, and a real preacher, a colored one, did the wedding in a church. We go to church every Sunday. I sing in the choir, and Emma is an usher. She looks so proud every Sunday morning when she puts on her white dress that all the women ushers have to wear. I put on a suit, a white shirt, and black tie. Anybody look at us, they wouldn't believe that a year ago we were slaves. I'm taking classes at night to learn how to read and write. Everything is perfect, except that we left so many in slavery. Sometimes I feel guilty that we made it out. If it wasn't for Mr. Henry, we wouldn't have. I wish there was a Mr. Henry for all the slaves.
Emma stops suddenly and grabs Joe's arm.
Joe, look! You see what I see? That woman in the long white dress. Up there, Joe, standing at the corner.
Have mercy, Emma. If that ain't Miss Fanny, it's got to be her twin sister.
Emma runs ahead to the woman standing at the corner.
Ma'am, pardon me?
The woman turns around. She stares for a moment at the girl who is staring up at her with wonderment. Then comes the look of recognition.
Emma? Is that you?
It's me, Miss Fanny. It's me.
Fanny Kemble looks at Joe, who has just come up.
And I recognize your face. But I'm sorry I don't remember your name.
That's all right, Miss Fanny. I don't know if you ever knowed it. I'm Joe.
He's my husband.
Husband? My word.
Fanny Kemble looks around nervously.
I don't think it's a good idea for us to be seen talking to each other on a street corner like we're friends. Come, walk with me.
The three cross the street, and Fanny Kemble leads them down a side street where there is less traffic and fewer people. Joe and Emma look at each other, bewildered as to what their former mistress is doing.
Now, tell me everything. What are you doing in Philadelphia? Sarah told me that you've been sold away to Kentucky.
Yes'm. Me and Joe was sold.
Emma tells her the story of their escape. She is disappointed that Fanny Kemble seems more worried than elated by their escapade.
I'm glad you and Joe were able to get away from slavery. But you're in danger here in Philadelphia.
Danger? What do you mean?
Pierce Butler has just moved back to Philadelphia. If he should see you on the street, he could capture you and sell you back into slavery. And don't think he wouldn't do it, because I know he would.
Master Butler is here.
He's living in a mansion, not more than 15 minutes from here.
But this is the North. We're free now. How can he sell us back into slavery?
There's a new law that says a runaway slave found anywhere in the United States can be captured by any white person who finds him and sold back into slavery. In fact, that law says I could be arrested for knowing about a runaway and not turning him in to the law.
What can we do?
I have some friends who can help you escape into Canada.
The three stop in the shade of a building. They look at each other, but the decision has already been made. Joe tells Fanny Kemble where they are living. She promises that someone will come for them that night. As they are preparing to part, Emma speaks.
How's Miss Sarah and Miss Frances?
Sarah still talks about you. Thank you for taking such good care of her after I left. Frances? Well, Frances is Frances. But when her father's not around, she'll let on that she misses you too.
I reckon you can't tell them that I miss them too.
I wish I could. But I'm afraid if Pierce found out that I had seen you, he might try to keep me from having what little contact I have with my daughters.
I understand. Well, it's good to see you, Miss Fanny.
It does my heart good to see you. To know that you're no longer anybody's slave.
Emma and Fanny Kemble embrace. Then Emma and Joe hurry away, just as a gentle rain begins falling.